everything has a place in her life. Well, so I've been tasked today with explaining the compensation plan to you guys. And I'm going to do the best to do that. There's a clicker up here for me right there. Good. And I should be able to do that since I wrote it. And so, you know, before we get into the comp plan, because it is numbers, but there are power in the numbers, most definitely. And it was designed based on years of experience as a distributor. You know, I was just like you. I started out as a distributor in our company, in different companies. Built 4 huge downlines. Made multiple 7 figures in network marketing, building downlines. And during that process, man, I ran across some minefields. I'd be building a company, all of a sudden I'd walk, I'd go, ooh, click, what was that? Boom! And there goes the comp plan. And so when I designed the comp plan, I designed it in mind if I was a distributor. And I wanted a compensation plan that was put in place that created heavy back-end residual income. And our comp plan has a lot of stability on the back end. And then I decided that I wanted to have a comp plan that not only the top dogs could make money, but I wanted a compensation plan that said the average person, if they were willing to go to work and put some effort in place, they too could create some income.
Amen.
So there is no comp plan like our compensation plan. I think Keith Brown was saying it on stage when he said, look, you got like 3,000 or 4,000 people in your downline to go make $10,000 a month. Guys, what is the number here? 376. I was just testing to actually know that number. I want to see if you guys know that number too. 376 memberships. And about 70% of those people are just going to ultimately become just customers.
Yeah.
We have thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are just really customers in our company. Enjoying the services, enjoying the products, going all over the world on world tours, seeing phenomenal destinations on getaways, booking more than 7,000 reservations every single month in our company. That's a super large travel company, by the way. People are using our services and our product, and they're creating life experiences because of it. So, our compensation plan.
Life experience.
Look, it's real simple. You got to do the work up front, right? Daryl talked about earlier is about mindset. When you step into this as a business, right, you have to build the foundation first. When you build the foundation in your business, understand that you're going to lose money up front. You're going to invest money in your business. You're going to build your foundation. It's not a job, so you don't put in hours of work and get paid every hour, get paid at the end of the day, right? That's not the mindset you want to have when you build this business. What you want to say is, I need to put a strong foundation in place. I need to be willing to sacrifice my time, maybe a little bit of money up front, like all people that buy businesses. They typically put up several hundreds of thousands of dollars to go out and build a company. The beauty of this is, it's what? How much is it to really set up your business here? Does anybody know?
370.
Somebody said 369. $99 a year. $99 a year. And I believe because it's minuscule that some people miss how massive this opportunity is. What's the average income, Todd, in the United States? The average person's income in the United States?
Individual, 60,000.
Individual makes 60,000 a year. That's the average income. Todd, what's the average? What does an ambassador make in our company?
10,000, 12,000 a month.
$90,000 a month. My math says that's at least $108,000 a year.
124.
Okay. $60,000 a year. A lot of people make a little bit more than that, but they got to go to college, spend 4 years at least of their life, if they're really good and focused, to get that degree, to go out and be bossed around by somebody. To be an ambassador in our company, understand, this is just the beginning. Then the next step is ambassador 1, ambassador 2, ambassador 3, all the way up the food chain, right? But your income grows. But more importantly than your income It's the time freedom that you have. Because when you get to the ambassador level, you can't possibly make all the sales. It's a team of people that you've taught, trained, and inspired. And oh, by the way, you're not actually going to teach and train and inspire all of those people by yourself. You're going to have Mr. Daryl Roberts on stage helping you inspire and train those people. You're going to have Igor Nikitsky on stage training these people and inspiring these people. You just have to plug in. And as you plug in and become coachable and you learn, you get better at it. But until you get that experience, lean on the leaders in our company. It's not trade dollars for hours.
Yes.
And so many people get caught up in trading dollars for hours and say that this doesn't work in network marketing. Understand, all businesses go through this process of the first 5 years of putting their foundation together. 5 years of putting the foundation together. 5 years of sacrifice. Would it be worth it? I don't know. Let's look at the ambassador level real quick. $9,000 to $12,000 a month. What would it take for you to make $9,000 to $12,000 a month in an investment? What if you could get 5% on your money? Got $1 million sitting in the bank account. Wow. If you have $1 million sitting around, that's $50,000 at 5%, right? 50,000 bucks. I mean, I got $1 million. If you got $1 million hanging around, you put it in the bank, you earn $50,000. Oh, but you got to pay taxes on that too. If it's short-term capital gains, you got to pay 40% of that in taxes. If it's long-term capital gain, you only got to pay 20%. So you're about $40,000 a year if you got $1 million bucks. Guys, I'm telling you, the way society is today, the way things are moving in the direction of job opportunities, AI, it's becoming to a point where this is the best viable option for anybody that's looking to control time and control money, is to create a residual-based income through the industry of network marketing. And you guys are at the precipice of this happening. Do you understand that? Do you understand? We started our business in 2013, but we launched our business this last year.
Yes.
You guys are at the best possible place and timing of Trevorium, right here, right now. I was told at a young age that the best thing to do was to be a business owner. So guess what I did? I became a business owner. And I started working a business that I owned. And I would make money, and I would take that money and reinvest it back into my business, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the first thing that I realized when I was in business for myself in my early 20s was that I was really good at teaching people how to do the craft in the industry I was in. And about 4 or 5 years later, I'm like, wow, my growth is not like what it used to be. Why is that? I started analyzing myself and the business that I was in and the model of business I was in. So one day I decided to open up the Yellow Pages. That's a long time ago for some of you. You don't even know what Yellow Pages are, right? But that's, by the way, a little secret. It was a big book. It was yellow. And people used to open it up and they'd slide into like car detailing, and they would flip through to see who the car detailers were. And the internet wasn't prominent or even around. And there'd be these full page ads in there, and people would call them and say, hey, I want to get my car waxed. One day I opened up the pages of the Yellow Pages, and I realized that all of my competition, all of them, I trained. They all worked for me. 7 of them, all of them, my competition. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm competing against myself here. I said, this is not really very good. And it was about that time I got introduced to the industry of network marketing. And the first question I asked the guy that signed me up in the business was, am I going to train people and they're going to compete against me? He says, no, David, here's the greatest part about this. When you dedicate your time and energy and become a servant leader and you pour into other people and they become successful, they're always part of your business and you always get paid residual income on them.
Wow. Yes.
And I thought, whoa, I like this already. This is starting to sound pretty good. I said, well, how much is it going to cost to get started to do business? And it was less than 500 bucks. Sound pretty familiar today? I thought, oh my goodness. So there's really no startup cost, right? I thought, well, that we checked that box. And here's the catcher, David. Guess what? You're going to get some crazy tax deductions. I said, tax deductions? I said, I own a business. I already get tax deductions. No. You're going to run your business from home, and it's going to open up a lot of money that you currently spend at home that's now going to become tax deductible, so you're going to save even more money on your taxes. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to save money on taxes too, even more than I'm saving now, because I realized way back then that it's not sometimes how much you make, it's sometimes how much you keep.
Yes.
Right? So I thought, wow, this is really good. I go, I'm liking everything I hear. And they said, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to put a name list together. We got to go out and talk to some people and share the business. I thought, oh, hold on now. What do you mean I got to go out and talk to some people? I said, well, how do we do that? He said, well, here's really cool. I'm going to sit you down. We're going to go over and have a cup of coffee, and I'm going to share how you invite people to look at this business. And I'm going to be there every step of the way with you. And your goal is to invite them, pique their interest, and after that, you edify me, and I'm going to share the business for you. I said, well, that's really good. I said, oh my gosh, you're going to help me do this thing? I said, but what does that word edify mean? I never heard that word before. First time I ever heard it was in network marketing. Edify. Yeah, you're going to say something good about me, that I'm a professional and I know how to explain the business. Oh, okay, I can do that. And then I got started. And it took me a little bit to get going in the business. I mean, realistically, it took me about 3 years. But see, there's something that, when you start something, you don't quit.
Yes.
When you quit, you fail. But if you fail and you make it a process of learning, you just get better. And one day it clicks. Does that make sense? And that's one of the things that you've got to constantly be telling brand new people when they get started in business with you. Constantly, over and over and over again. Constantly reminding them that. When I do our ambassador calls, I always start it out and I train with the ambassadors and I give them some insight on the business. And they're all pros. And they're also gracious too. And I say, look, I'm sharing this with you because I want to if it's important for me to share it with you, it must be important for you to share it with your people. Because we're always teaching and helping people grow, right? So let's get into our comp plan. And let's talk about the direct sales piece of our compensation plan on that membership sale. How much does the membership sale alone cost? $269. Adela was getting her hair done with her hairdresser the other day. She's a dynamic lady, and I know she's going to sign up in our business. And she's like, finally, Adela's telling her all these places we're going, and she can see our lifestyle. And she's like, well, tell me more. I love to travel. She goes, I own 3 timeshares in Hawaii. You own 3 timeshares in Hawaii, you're more than 6 figures to do that, right? And you got an annual maintenance fee. So she's also sharp, She's never done network marketing, but she's pretty smart. She goes, well, I don't know. She goes, well, I don't know how to explain it, but hold on, I'm gonna get my husband. What did she just do? She did a 3-way call, right? So she calls me up out of the blue. I don't even know what she's calling. She goes, honey. Yeah, baby, what's going on? I'm thinking she's going to tell me she spent 4 times more getting her hair done than she told me she'd go spend. She says, hey, Paris, the hairdresser's ready to hear about the business. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go put her on. So I start explaining it to her. I said, Paris, you're going to love this. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, just a quick overview, and then I'm going to send a video to you. Would that be good? She says, yeah, that'd be great. I said, hey, great. Here's the deal. It's going to run you $369. And the first thing you're going to get 2 travel sites that give you wholesale rates. Priceline and Expedia, they have high retail. We come in below them and we have no markup. So you're going to save anywhere from 20 to 70% anytime you travel. Does that sound good? What? That sounds great.
Yeah.
I said, hey, there's another thing that we have. We have this thing called travel points where you earn points every single month and they accumulate. And about every 6 or 7 months, you're going to have enough points so that you can go on a vacation. So a couple times a year, you're going to be able to go on a vacation. And the first site that we have is our Getaway platform. There's about 400,000 weeks available. And we have these incredible resorts all over the world. In fact, Adele and I just got back from using the Getaway platform in Cabo San Lucas. It's absolutely incredible. Tomorrow I'm going to be giving away 2 Getaway packages to Cabo Azul. And I said, we were there for about $400 for 8 days and 7 nights. She's like, what, $400 a night? I said, no, $400 for 8 days and 7 nights, and it was 2 suites.
Oh.
She was like, you got to be kidding me. She's like going, man, this is incredible. I said, but it gets better than that. Your points, as your points accumulate, some of these trips, you can go to Dubai for $1. Dubai for $1? And I said, breakfast included. You can go stay at the JW Marriott in Khao Lak for $29. By the way, anybody stayed there? Raise your hand if you stayed there. Is that place incredible or what? I said, we just got back from a few months ago. Vail, Colorado was less than $500 at a Grand Hyatt Regency.
Yes. Best deal.
She's like going, and I said, look, in the next 12 months, you're going to have access to 150 world tours is what we call them, where you can go on these incredible experiences for pennies on the dollar, because that's really what it is. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm loving it. And I said, here's the kicker. There's a business opportunity, because you see Adele and I flying all over the world, and she's talking about this and that in our lifestyle. And I said, look, if you get 3 customers, that buy the same service you're on, we're going to pay you some commission. You're now going to earn enough money, Todd Strand, in commissions to cover the cost of your membership. And she goes, what, so it's like free? And I said, we don't use that word free, but you're making enough money in commissions that you're no longer paying a monthly membership fee. She goes, oh my gosh. She goes, well, let's go back here and talk about this again. So she goes, I'm there, but can I make payments on the $369,000 that you wanted me to spend money on? Husband's a doctor, she's very successful. I started cracking up. I go, I think I've priced this thing too low. I'm like, I need to rethink my strategy here. Maybe we need to be like $9.99 coming in or something. And I said, no, that's $369,000. This was a serious story. One day she'll be in the business. She's dynamic. She's just not here this weekend. She's with her husband, and they're out of the country. And I said, no, it's $369. She starts laughing on the phone. She's like, are you kidding me? You get all those services? She goes, I spend more than what your service costs on one of my maintenance fees in my timeshare every single year. Sometimes I think people don't understand the tremendous value we have in the world's best travel membership on the planet. And what you have to understand, there's a compensation plan tied with it that can free you up. And man, I grew up like this. I remember my basketball coach telling me, he's like, hey, David, this was 40 years ago plus. And he said, hey, look, the team you're playing tonight, and they had Reggie Miller on the team we were playing, which became an NBA All-Star. And they pretty much smoked us that night in front of 5,000 people. So it was kind of rough. However, he said something that made a lot of sense at the time. He said, look, that team in the other locker room, they're just like you. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, guess what? Take a deep breath. They breathe the same air you breathe. That makes sense. And I said, if you were to slice your arm open right now and lay it down and watch the blood bleed, it's the same color as theirs. And guess what? They put their shoes on the same way you do, one at a time. And he says, if one person can do something and you're as committed as they are, you can do it too. The only problem was then when that game started, they could actually just shoot a little bit better than us. But what I learned was, And what stuck with me was if I was willing to put in the time, effort, and the energy and be committed and actually be obsessed, that's my word, be obsessed, right, Daryl? I want to be obsessed with what I do. And I follow and duplicate what other people have done, other leaders, what they've done, I can have what they have. I believe that with all of my heart. And I told Paris, I said, look, we got a friend of mine in the company, and he's made millions of dollars in our business. She said, millions of dollars. And I said, yeah, Todd's done extremely well. I want to connect him with you. So guess what? I just took myself out of the picture, didn't I?
Yes.
Right? Don't be afraid to take yourself out of the picture and use your upline. In this case, I'm just going to abuse Todd Strand. And it's like, wow. And I said, and I go, let me tell you about this other couple, husband and wife. They got 6 kids, 7th one on the way. I mean, the wife is super dynamic, kind of like what I see you, and then she has her husband. And by the way, he's very good too. And that's Igor and Larissa. They've been in our company for about 2.5 years. In the next 12 months, I believe they'll cash flow over $1 million in income. And she's like, okay, you got my attention. We're going to meet. We're going to talk. And I'm going to do this. That story alone. And so how do we make money in our direct sales model here? So the direct sales commission pays up to $130 at the platinum level. At the titanium level, which I'm not going to talk about today because 95% of our business is platinum level. Okay, so I'm only going to stay focused on platinum today. Titanium's half of everything you see. Okay, when it comes to the direct sales bonuses. When you make a platinum sale, you earn $50, okay? You're brand new in our business. Every time you rank up, we add more money on your direct sales commission. So you can see on the screen that a director gets $5. What's a director? They've recruited or made 3 membership sales, okay? And you're a director. So you get 50 as a partner and another 5 as a director. When you become a 1-star director, that's 8 membership sales in each leg. You now make an additional 10, so you make $65 every time you make a platinum membership sale. It goes all the way up from there, $10 every rank until you get to the 1-star ambassador level that it's 5. Now, recently we just added more money to the compensation plan. We added $5 at 2-star ambassador to 5-star ambassador level. Okay? So, let me see here. Who's a 3-star director? What's your name, ma'am? Oh my gosh. Say that again? Svetlana? I can say Svetlana. Svetlana's a 3-star ambassador. And she recruits me into the business. Okay? I buy a platinum membership. How much money is Svetlana gonna make on me? On my membership sale? 10, 20, 35, $85. 3-star director, she's gonna make $85, okay? I turn around and I go out and I sponsor Danny into the business. I make $50. Svetlana makes the difference. She makes the difference between the 50 and the 85. She makes $35. Each time I make a sale, you make $35. Yeah, you check, you make $35, right? So when you're the upline, you make the difference of where the sale happened in your business and if there's any ranks in between. And so you could have 5, 10s, 15s, 35, 65, $75 cash flowing in your business all day long every time sales are generated, right? So Igor Nikiski is a 5-star ambassador. Svetlana is a 3-star director. And let's say there's nobody in between them that's higher ranked. How much money is that, Todd Strand?
A lot.
$25, $35, right? So, and I'm not the only person in Svetlana's team as a 3-star director out making sales. But maybe in my organization, I got 5 sales coming in. Well, you just made 5 times 35 on me. That's 150 plus $175. What if there's 100 people like me in Igor's business Now, Eager's got thousands and thousands and thousands of people in his business. But what if 100 people are like me in Eager's business? And Eager made $175 off me.
Sharing is caring.
So what's 100 times 175? $17,500. He gets paid the differential. And people all the way through his network are making money too. Guys, the coded bonus here is absolutely incredible. And your goal, if you're a leader in the business, you want to have 2 or 3 or 4 people in your organizations, projects that you're working with. You're talking for them to their people and helping them close sales. Daily residual pay. This is the back end side of our business. It's the power of our compensation plan. It's what I believe frees people up. 3 to profitability. 3 like-minded membership sales, all platinums. You're now earning $4.45 a day. You're earning more money than it costs for the monthly cost of your business, your membership, right? So now you got points coming in, and they're coming in for what? Free. I can use the word that way. Right? So that means every 6 to 7 months, I've got enough points to go on a vacation.
Yeah.
Right? I'm earning $137 a month. You help those people go out and get 3 people. The next level, 1-star director, 8 membership sales in each sales team, your left side, your right side. Guys, you're earning $10 a day. Oh my gosh, $10 a day. I could almost buy a cup of coffee the way inflation's going. Right? $300 a month. But it gets better. This is where it just gets good. Right? This is where it just starts to get good. Make 1 sale a month every 30 days. As a 1-star director, on your 31st day, instead of us paying you $10, we're going to pay you $100.
Yes.
So you made $400 that month. Now think about this. 12 times 400 is how much? $4,800, right? That's just the residual pay. That's not even coded bonuses. You might make a sale, a membership sale. You get paid on that as well. You're at $5,000 to $7,000 a month with a super small team. Now, what if that was just income that you wanted to use to go travel all year round, right? That's powerful. Then you move on to 2-star director. It's $25 in membership, or 25 membership sales on the left, 25 membership sales on the right. Now you're earning $25 a day. And then based on what we call your CSV, every point that you have for CSV, and you make a sale every 31 days, we're going to pay you a bonus. So what that means is if you have 5 platinum membership sales in your business, that's 5 times 80 BV, that's 400 BV, okay? And you make a sale in 31 days, every 31 days, that means your next sale, you're going to have 480 CSV. We're going to give you a $480 bonus on your 31st day. Guys, this is a small team. There's a group of men that I chat with every quarter. They all own MLM companies, and we converse back and forth. They're like, David, why do you give so much away in your comp plan? And I say, I'm just built differently. I believe that if you take care of little people, you can inspire them to do big things. That's your goal. That's our first leadership level, our first rank of we consider leadership in our business. You get a beautiful 2-star director ring at that level. You got 25 membership sales on each side, and you're now earning anywhere from, $15,000 to $25,000 a year in income at the 2-star director level. Okay, they got 9 to 24,000. I get to see the real numbers. 3-star directors, just a little bit more work. Svetlana, it was probably harder for Svetlana to go from 0 to 2-star director than it was to go from 2-star director to 3-star director. But at 3-star director, you're now earning $70 a day. It's 63 membership sales in each leg, right? You're now earning $2,100 a month in just base residual pay. Plus you get a lifestyle bonus, you got your coded bonus money. Guys, it's between $25,000 to $40,000 a year in income at that level. Listen, I've worked my whole life. I'm 59 years old. I've paid into Social Security, and guess what? At 62 or 63 years old, I can actually take this early retirement fund called Social Security, and they're going to give me $2,500 or $2,300 a month. And I've been paying into it for 40 years. And I can promise you what I pay into it today, every single month, is a big number. Feels like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get my money out quick enough on that deal. I can come spend time here and build a business, just a 3-star director. Well, it took you a year to do it. We have people who've done it in 2 months. We had a person go ambassador in 2 months. Now, that was the exception to the rule, but we've had people move on very quick. But even if it took you 2 years to go 3-star director, even if it took you 10 years to go 3-star director, I feel like you shortcutted the system of what people call the 40-40 plan is, right? To be able to retire on Social Security that you can't retire on. Guys, this is powerful income, to be able to have an additional income that comes in. It's not based on you doing something, trading dollars for hours, right? So let me go back here. Let me see. 4-star director, 125 memberships in each leg. This is not going to be something that you do on your own, but it's going to be something that happens based on osmosis, based on many people getting excited about the opportunity in your network. And what's your job as a leader? To inspire them, to be excited, to help them overcome challenges. When they call you, do 3-way calls, help them build their business, positive in, positive out, teach them how to do the presentation, or be a great tour operator that says, hey, you know what? That's a great question you have. Hold on one second. Daryl Roberts, can you help answer this question for me? Hey, Larissa, would you mind getting on the phone with a group of my leaders? They're all powerful women, and share this with them for me. I'm using my upline to help me build the business. So we have more than 50 4-star directors in our business now currently, and many of those people in the next 12 months are going to move on to the ambassador level. And I guarantee you, if you were to sit down, all of those people, 100% of them, they would all tell you the same thing. I did not do it by myself.
Yes.
I have a team of people below me that are excited and motivated about the business, and then I have an upline that I've plugged into that's helping me build. That's what you're going to hear. It's a business that you don't do by yourself. Now, the pinnacle level to get into our business is the ambassador level. And so 180 memberships in each of your sales teams, right? Guys, it's 6-figure year income. One of the great things that we do is we give you an annual vacation. Like, you don't have enough vacations if you're asking ambassadors. They love their vacations, right? So through your points, most of the time the ambassadors have them in and their spouse in. So they have enough points for 4 vacations a year.
Yes.
They get the ambassador vacation, and they get a training that they do. So typically they're going on 5 to 6 vacations a year. And then they got to come to events like this, which I kind of think I like in a vacation, right? It's a lot of fun to come out and hang out here. Global bonus pools, which allow them to override everybody. So if you're brand new in the business, guess what? When you hit ambassador, you get to override Igor Larissa's business. You get to override Todd Strand. You don't speak any Spanish, but you get to override Camilo Peraza's business. You don't know anybody in France. But guess what? You better walk up and you become an ambassador and put your arms around and thank Mr. Denny Bling Bing over here. Because you're going to get to override that network. You're going to get a piece of that business. We're going to pay you every single month. You might be thinking, well, David, that sounds great. You got all these people that know people all over the world. Well, you know who the first person to get involved in Trevorium was? So most people get this wrong. Who was the first person?
David Hart.
David Hart. I was the first person. Todd Strand wasn't the first. Todd wasn't even the first recruit in the business. He was the guy that stayed long enough. I had the guy fooled. He'd call me up and say, "How we doing?" I go, "Man, we're doing phenomenal." I get off the phone and I go, "I got to go find some Pepto-Bismol." Fake it till you make it. Oh, man. He called me up, we chatted. I go, do you realize that we're almost at the point where we're putting in 6 people a day into our company? I said, Todd, you understand that when we get to 10 people a day in our business, we've hit momentum. It's going to be phenomenal. 10 people a day. And I'm not sure if he believed me or not when I said that, because he's pretty analytical and very smart in network marketing. But he never argued it. He'd just go, yeah. Right? It's because he wanted to stay positive too. That's probably what it was, right? But man, I was trying to sell him, but I was selling me on how great our comp plan was and how things were about to change. We hadn't got to 10 yet. We were doing like 3 to 6 people a day. And I said, we're going to get to 10 people a day, and man, it's going to take off then for us. Right now, you are a 1-star director, Todd. But very soon, maybe 6 months from now, you're going to blow past 2-star director.
Oh.
And I said, but we're not looking about what it is today. Back in 2015, we're looking at what it's going to be like in 2021 and 2022. And the other day, I called him on the plane. He's probably going to get mad that I said, hey, Todd, we got to get in this investment together. I said, it's going to be good. I just dumped in a bunch of cash. He goes, you did? He goes, hold on, I'll call you right back. I get a text message. I go, dude, you went all in. He's in a position where because of delayed gratification and staying out of debt, he was able to capitalize on an investment with me. And it paid him 6 figures in the last 9 days. Now, if I would have got on the phone with him in 2015 and said, oh my God, Todd, I know you're my sponsor and my ace in the hole, and we only got 3 people that came in this week, and we talked like that, he might have got out of business with me. Instead, I said, you understand where we're going in business together, right? This is going to take off. I was always portraying and projecting one day. We just have to put in the effort. One day, it's going to take off. Because here's the reality. I didn't know any of you guys. Daryl Roberts, I knew, and Maria, and Todd and Gina, and I think Lee Deem is out here. Where you at, Lee? Lee was in there he is, good man right there. 3-star director in our business. Help me out, am I missing anybody else from way back in the day? Well, of course, Aaron Roberts is going to inherit Daryl and Maria's business one day. Yeah, he was a little kid. One day, not for a long time though, God willing. But you'll be inheriting their business, and it's going to be a dynasty. I like that too. But here's the good news, that one day, I'll still pay you through what your parents did. Is that okay with you? If it's 20 years from now, are you okay with that? Where's she at? Where's my champion? Deborah Taylor. Deborah Taylor's okay with that, right? Something happens to Danny. Danny's a 2-star ambassador in our business today. Wife is an ambassador. Something happens to him. His little boy, Jaden, he's taken care of.
Yes.
I'm not going to stop hanging with him. Right? Della goes, what about me? Honey, you got everything, sweet. Oh, Marie, yes, yeah. Yeah. So, the Louis Vuitton experience, that was my wife's brainchild. She put that together.
Yes.
Yeah. And that Louis Vuitton experience has cost me a lot. I was trying to think of the other day, I was going, is there a way I could tweak this Louis Vuitton experience somehow? I mean, we got a pretty decent house and big giant walk-in master closets, like 2 of them. And it's like David Hart's got this little section, literally it goes from here to about here. Like, I mean, not that big? Oh yeah, maybe here to about right here. And I got pants on the bottom and shirts on the top. And there are, I don't know, 8 dressers in the house. Those don't belong to me. I get 1 dress, I get 3 drawers on that dresser. But there's 7 other dressers. Then we go downstairs. And these are like, I So you walk in this way, and you turn, and you got this whole thing to the end of the stage. That's our closet. And there's like 2 of those. And my wife's brilliant. You got to understand that she was painting this vision for you guys to win, and women are going to be. And so I realized, honey, I think you might have more money in Louis Vuitton and beautiful clothes than I got in cars. And she says, no, don't worry about that. Just love your cars. But that Louis Vuitton experience is phenomenal. And what we recognize, and in all fairness, she's very smart. We make fun of it a little bit. But it was a way to spoil people on something they probably wouldn't do. Right? So, and that's what we want to do. We went on ambassador trips. You know, we had an ambassador trip here a couple years ago in Las Vegas, and so we took them to shows, we took them out to dinners, and we had our training, and they showed up that morning, and there was like, you know, Josh Hart, he helps pay out all of those funds. I said, hey, go throw $1,000 in there for them guys for the day. He's like, I got you. I called about 2 hours later, you know what, you need to give them more. Go put another $1,000 in there for them. He's like, this is where he goes, I'm not his boss. He goes, Dad. He says, like, why didn't you tell me that, like, the first time? I said, yeah, I kind of screwed that up. And I go, did you do it? He goes, yeah. And I go ahead and put another $1,000 in it again. So we're always doing stuff like that to spoil our ambassadors. Like, the lifestyle is incredible. You can ask the ambassadors. Am I making that up?
Yeah.
No. So, God. So as you move up in our compensation plan, here's the breakdown of the ambassador lifestyle. I'll move on so I make sure I'm on time. But every time you rank up from ambassador to 1-star ambassador, your income goes up. Okay? And you can see that up there on the screen. All the way up to, and in some of these cases, these numbers are low, actually, but I prefer them to be low as we share it. 2-star ambassador, $200,000 a year. Now think about this for a minute. If you have control of time and money, and you adopt the idea of delayed gratification, which means that I'm not going to go out and finance that Porsche, I'm going to save up for that Porsche, but before I do that, I'm going to get out of debt. How much better is your life? You have control of time and money. I believe that people should get out of debt and not be controlled by money. I believe that once you have that in place and you have a savings account set up like a habit, like you pay your, what bill would you pay? Like you pay your cell phone bill. Nobody ever misses their cell phone bill. I've been to all kinds of third world countries and they all roll around with, $2,000 cell phones. They don't have anything, but they got their $2,000 cell phone, right? You pay your savings account like you pay your cell phone bill every single month, 20%, boom, 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 every single month. All of a sudden, about 24 months in, you've got cash. You've got your emergency fund set up. You're out of debt, and your income's continuing to go up. Now you go out and create that lifestyle. You go buy all those things that you want. That's when you just total time freedom. Time freedom. To be able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. That's key. So many people make a lot of money, and before they actually get there, they're out, leasing cars and buying $3,000 suits and rolling around in a Rolex they shouldn't own just yet, doing everything all wrong. Be in control of your finances and watch your stress level go way down. Be in control of your time. Doesn't mean you don't have to work, just means you get to choose when you work. I get up in the morning, I'm going to have my cup of coffee, I'm going to work out. I'm going to go spend time with my wife or my kids or my husband because we're together. I'm going to go on vacation. You know what? We're scheduled for 4 days. I'm going to extend it an extra day. Why? Because you can do that. So here's the chart. You can see this in the compensation plan. I just copied everything off the compensation plan. Here's our chart. Study this chart, understand this chart, know this chart. There's a number on here that you want to make every single day. You can just equivalent it to how many platinum memberships need to be in your sales team, in your left leg and your right leg. 1-star bonuses. How do we earn 1-star bonuses when you're a 1-star? Make a sale. Make a platinum membership sale every 31 days, and instead of making $10 in daily pay, we'll pay you $100 in daily pay. Why do we do that? Because we don't want people getting focused on just being a 1-star. And we realize that the lifeblood of your business is new people. It's new people so that the old people can see that you're doing the activity which creates the example that they must follow. And we can say what we say, but if we do what we say, your team will duplicate. Does that make sense? Yeah. Same thing at 2-star director. At 2-star director, you can earn up to $750 in bonus money if you make 1 sale a month. You make 1 sale, guess what? Whatever your CSV, if it's 750, you're going to earn 750 in bonus money. 25 people, 25 memberships in each leg, 2,000 in BV, and you have 750 BV, we're going to pay you $1,500 in volume from that volume of 2,000 in residual income. There's no comp plan in the industry doing that, except for here at Triborium, and you guys are a part of it. Lifestyle bonuses. Get 100 in new BV in your business, CSV, customer sales volume. You do 2 personal recruits. You qualify based on the rank. At 3-star director, you earn $300. At Igor and Larissa money, it's like $1,000, right? $1,000. Todd Strand, $1,000. You know what? Daryl and Maria, $800 a day. $800 every time they hit that. It's not bad. Plus the direct sales bonus. Make a couple sales over $1,000. Power Up bonus. We take 3% of the gross enrollment and we divide it amongst all of the ambassadors, and we pay that bonus out on the 25th of the month. The only requirement is that they must produce a Triborium University training video to help all of you grow. Pretty good trade-off, right? That bonus has been $1,000 all the way up to $2,500 extra dollars in a month. And then you have the, there we go, the ambassador pool. Based on the ambassador level you're at, we're going to pay you a share of the pool. If you're an ambassador, you get 1 share. If you're a 1-star ambassador, you get 2 shares. If you're a 5-star ambassador, you get 6 shares.
Wow.
That could be anywhere from $4,500 to $9,000 a month in additional income at a 5-star ambassador, on top of everything else.
Короче, побежали.
We talked a little bit about that annual ambassador vacation, right? I mean, how cool is it to go on a vacation that we're going to go ahead and take care of for you? So, right now we're right there. It looks like we're going to go to Thailand the first week of November.
Let's go!
And at that Thailand trip, we're also going to spend 1 day at Louis Vuitton with all the new ambassadors. But all the ambassadors seem to make out on that trip. Isn't that right, babe? It seems like we just continue to help out all the ambassadors on that trip. So it's going to be a phenomenal time. Can't wait to do that. It's a trip of a lifetime. But it doesn't just happen one time. It happens every single year. And I just believe that, when you go to a trip like that, you're hanging out with other top leaders, I believe that you learn things. You're around other successful people, but you have fun and you unwind. And that's what we want to do. We want people to have fun and unwind. So that's our compensation plan. And everybody can do the numbers. It's important that when you're with brand new people, and they're just brand new, you're projecting with them. You're telling them, look, in 90 days, our goal is to get you to 2-star director.
Yes.
Todd Strand, in 90 days, I know you're brand new, but we're going to get you to 2-star director. And he might go, well, David, you're not a 2-star director yet either. And I said, yeah, but I'm going to get it done too. We're going to do it together in the next 90 days. I always turn it on them. I said, don't focus on me. I'm going to get mine done. Let's talk about what you're going to do. And together in the next 12 months, we're both going to be ambassadors. Oh, man. You're going to be at 6 figures a year. We're going to be at 6 figures a year. We're going to do this together. And guess what? I'm so excited we get to plug in with Daryl Roberts every Saturday and chat with him. I get to plug in with, if I'm in Igor's group, I get to work with Igor and Larissa. Well, forget Igor. Let's get your wife involved and put her with Larissa. She's a powerhouse. Larissa the other day was telling me, she said, well, you know, David, I don't know if I'm going to go, or I don't know. I said, you know, I'm pregnant and I'm kind of feeling tired and getting a little bigger. She didn't quite say it like that, but that's what she meant, right? And I said, I just blew like right past. I said, hey, Larissa, don't worry about it. I'll have a chair for you. I believe the women need to hear what she has to say. She's like, oh, okay, I will be there, David. You get to plug people in to other people that are having success. And your job is to do what with people? I need to give them hope. Hey, we're going to do this together. Well, David, I don't know anybody. Hey, you know what? It's not about who you know today, but who are you going to meet tomorrow? I hate these stupid ads on social media that say, oh, you don't need to know anybody. Forget talking to friends, family, and contacts. Just do this automated system and spend money, and you're going to build a big team. That's hogwash. That doesn't work. I mean, it's a great tool to get people involved, but you got to build relationships, right? But you have a whole slew of people that you know, that you don't know, but they could be an ambassador in your business, and you have to go over and chat with them about the opportunity, let them make the decision, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I called Daryl Roberts for 3 years, man. 3 years, and like how many nights did we put him up at a hotel room in Las Vegas and bought him dinner? Wolfgang Puck, that's right. And the crazy thing was, it's like, we put him up at the Mandalay Bay. He lived in Las Vegas. And at that time, Aaron was like this big. And my little boys were like this big. We'd come down, and it was just timing, wasn't right yet. You don't know what you don't know. And today our business is in 70 countries in 4 different languages. I'm just a big believer, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know who that next person's going to be.
Yeah.
You just don't.
You don't.
Don't prejudge somebody. When I sponsor somebody in the business, I'm like, man, this is my next ambassador. And so what if they can't write an email? Or they can't spell? They might be just really good at network marketing, right? Maybe for 20 years they washed and waxed cars for a living. Who knows? But you don't know what you don't know. They might own a bakery and work 12 hours a day and have 6 kids and have no time to do anything. But you don't know what you don't know. They might run a Kohl's management store or a Kohl's store, and they manage the whole store, and they're dead dog tired all the time. And they're working all kinds of crazy hours and don't talk to me in the holidays because I'm not going anywhere. You don't know what you don't know. Don't prejudge who your next champion's going to be. Well, I don't speak Spanish. It's okay. Camila Praza speaks Spanish. My wife speaks Spanish. So I'm going to be okay. This business is about having conversations with people and letting them make the decision. I remember early on in my network marketing industry, in the industry of network marketing, building a business, I used to get so wound up when people tell me no. I'd be like, man, they're telling me no. What did I do wrong? I go, did my breast mount? What did I say wrong? And I'd like take it all personal. Look in the mirror and have this self-image problem.
And I see everybody as a champion. And sometimes you see people just for who they are, and you love on them, but you can't see their heart. Inside their heart, they're raging champions.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what they look like, or how they talk, or how they live, or what kind of car they drive, or what house they live in. You can't see them on the inside. Just share the business and spread hope to them that they can do it too. Deborah Taylor said, don't judge a book by the cover. When I first met her, we didn't even talk about business, really. She showed up to an event. We pulled off to the side and had a different conversation, didn't we, Deborah? But look at her business today. Husband's business, a one-star ambassador. She's an ambassador, all kinds of ambassadors in her business. I never looked at her and said, oh, she can't do this. My thing was, I'm going to become a friend with her. We'll see what happens as it happens. Not up to me, it's up to her. So many people out there that are looking for an opportunity. And when you start to do the pros and cons in business, and you say, okay, what's the average cost to do a startup business? 6 figures. Well, that takes most people out of the game, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
What's the next thing? Well, I got to learn how to do it. That costs money too, right? How about advertising? Costs money to advertise. I got to go rent an office. I got to pay for product up front or inventory before I sell it. All it costs, right? In this business, none of those things exist. This is, to me, the most purest form of entrepreneurialism that there's ever been created in the whole industry of business. And why people get it all wrong, saying, oh, you just want to get people in and use them. Well, then maybe you don't understand our industry. Because when I sponsor somebody in the business, I'm there. I'm a servant leader. They're going to be calling me for 3 ways. I'm going to be doing presentations. I'm going to be working with them. It's just the opposite. Here's the beauty of it. So you're in business with us at Trevorium. Who takes care of your customer?
Oh, yes.
Trevorium does.
Yeah.
Right? You make the sale one time, and you turn them over to us, and we take care of that customer for you. Allows you to free up your time. Well, I want you guys to know that I don't take this responsibility lightly. I wake up every single day wanting to be better. I wake up every single day thinking about this business and excited about this business. I've got my entire family involved in Trevorium. And our adult kids run this company on the day-to-day operations. When I start something, I don't quit. I plant my flag and say, let's move forward. And I understand that there's going to be trials and tribulations, because that's just part of anything you do in life.
Yeah.
But if you approach it with the right attitude and the right action steps, everything can be overcome. So in this endeavor that you are here with us at Trevorium, it's by no accident that you're sitting in this room today. You are here because you're supposed to be here. You are here because you are destined for greatness. And it's up to you to walk through that door. It's up to you to do those action steps. And I can promise you this, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. You're going to be okay. Because let's face it, you're here. And the first part of finding success is showing up. So I commend you for being here today. We have a tremendous, tremendous weekend ahead of us for you with all of the leadership in our company. I believe we have the finest leadership in the industry. I believe that you guys are going to go on and do some amazing things. I believe that there are people in this room
that are not ambassadors yet, that are going to become ambassadors in our company. It happens every single year. 12 months ago, when we did this event in Las Vegas, there were people that were not ambassadors, but today they are ambassadors. There will be people in this business 12 months from today that are ambassadors that are not ambassadors today. There will be people that come into our company that are not in our company today that will be ambassadors in the next 12 months. Mark my words. Why not you? Why not now? Let's go make it happen. Trevorium.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ambassador Irina.